Announced just months ago, Tembo the Badass Elephant is a pleasant surprise from Sega and Game Freak. It's a rare treat for the developer to release anything other than Pokemon, and with Tembo, they've taken the reins of mascot platformers to boldly deliver a likable character with gameplay matching his stature. Tembo's story smartly stays out of the way, conveying just enough to get the point across. An evil army known as Phantom is attacking Shell City, and Tembo is called into action by his old allies to stamp out the invading forces. Text is rarely used, leaving the comic-style imagery to convey nearly everything you need to know between levels. Playing as Tembo is like guiding a living wrecking ball. Your primary ability is to dash, smashing through soldiers, walls, parked cars, and just about anything else that stands in your way. Meanwhile, satisfying butt stomps send you crashing through layers of debris. Like Sonic, momentum becomes a key part of the game as you try to route a clean line forward without interruption. But if you aren't paying attention, you can find yourself charging straight into the line of fire, or you might mistakenly destroy platforms needed to reach collectible goodies. Speaking of collectibles, in almost every level there are 10 civilians to rescue, stuffed into glass containers hidden in secret alcoves or on out-of-the-way platforms. Be sure to start each level by going left. Rescuing these distressed citizens doesn't do anything for you aside from increasing the score, but finding them all serves as a fair incentive to come back and explore past levels. The game also tracks the number of enemies in each stage, so if you want a full 100% run, you'll need to kill them all, including the pilots and drivers that pop out of vehicles after you destroy them. In addition to simply crashing through the environment, Tembo has a few other moves at his disposal. He can uppercut airborne enemies, do a sweet slide kick, roll up and dive to the ground, and spray water from his trunk to put out fires and stun enemies. Tembo eschews any form of progression system. Instead of gaining new abilities, you'll encounter new situations and enemies to contend with. Giant bowling balls can be knocked around to deal even more destruction, and plant-based platforms can spring to life if you douse them with a bit of water. The game does get significantly tougher in its later chapters, requiring more attention to dodging and platforming. However, some of the challenge is born from running across conveyor belts, and as they fight against your momentum, they can be somewhat more frustrating than fun. With only 18 levels, the game can also be beaten within just a few hours, but at least it's fairly cheap, costing just $15. Visually, Tembo nails its comic book style and brims with personality. Sound effect text follows Tembo as he runs and crashes through the environment. There are all sorts of small touches in the backgrounds and foregrounds, and it's fun to watch the rescued civilians happily riding on Tembo's back, lifting their arms as if they're on a roller coaster. Unfortunately, performance can get a bit choppy here and there, but it's never significant enough to hamper control. Tembo the Badass Elephant may be a bit short and straightforward, but the gameplay is solid and the destruction is satisfying. Game Freak has played to their strengths and designed a character that feels immediately iconic. We hope to see more from Tembo in the future, as this powerful pachyderm is popping with potential.